Live from the iconic Lugogo Cricket Oval. It's match day 2 of the Victoria Series. Canada visiting Uganda for the very first time and taking on the Victoria Pearls of Uganda. Yesterday was match day number 1 and it was victory for Team Uganda. A 7-wicket victory for Uganda to start off the tournament. We are back for match day number 2. A delayed start because of a wet outfield, but eventually the toss has been conducted. And the toss has been won by Uganda, who stuck to the same winning formula, winning the toss and opting to have the ball first. It worked out for them yesterday as they limited Canada to just 67 runs and they chased it down, winning the game in the 12th over. My name is Ivan Cyprian Saja behind the commentary box, and I'm not alone. I'll be joined in by Fortinet Ali Juna. But to start off things, I have the former captain of the Victoria Pearls, best batter in the recently concluded T20 Women's League, Naomi Kayondo Bagenda here with me. Naomi, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Ivan. It's a great day of cricket. It's bright out here in Lugogo, and I'm looking forward to a good day of cricket.
Yeah, but before we start the commentary, I would love us to first watch the toss earlier on.
Good morning from the bright side of Kampala. Welcome to match day 2 of the Victoria Series. Uganda playing Canada. I have the captain of the Ugandan side with me, Janet Mbabazi, and I have the captain of Canada with me, Amapal, and the tournament referee, Mr. John Trasmayo, here. Welcome to the toss. Good morning, everyone. Uganda, the home team, will be tossing. Heads it is. Captain Uganda, what are you going to do?
We'll have a ball.
Uganda chooses ball. Why have you chosen to bowl this morning?
I think the wicket is fair, but because of the rain yesterday, the outfield is still a bit very, and it's a heavy outfield. Too much rain yesterday. If you're at Lugogo, the outfield is still too wet. So I think it will get better, and that's why.
Okay. Says the outfield is a bit still wet, and they've chosen to take a ball. Captain Canada, if you had won the toss, what would you have chosen to do?
Definitely we want to ball first, but it's okay, it's not in our hand, but they're ready to go, and it's a new day, and we want to go with that, and it's a good opportunity for us.
You will be taking off first for the second day also. Yesterday it didn't go well. Plans for today?
Yeah, we have regrouped. We just talk about to do our basics things and focus on, and yeah, we are ready to go, and all girls are.
Thank you very much, Canada captain.
Well, that is the toss. Naomi Kayondo Bagenda taking you through that one. Uganda won the toss and elected to bowl first. Never change a winning formula. But if wishes were horses, you clearly see that the captain for Team Canada would also have wished to have the ball first. Maybe see how she tries to limit Uganda. But those are some of the highlights that happened earlier on, the team warm-ups. Naomi, what did you make of the surface, the batting surface, the outfield, of course, following yesterday's rain power?
Thank you, Ivan. Well, I'll start with the outfield. Because of the downpour yesterday, the outfield is a bit wet, and I figured that's actually why the Ugandan captain Babazi chose to have a ball first. But the playing surface itself is getting drier. With the delayed start, I believe just about 5 overs in, the batting wicket shall be dry and good enough for scoring some decent scores. Looking at the warm-up, both teams seem to be ready and psyched up for day 2 of the Victoria Series.
Actually, this morning it's been shining very bright. It's been so hot. You clearly stated, Naomi. In about 6 overs, the pitch should be playing very, very well. Janet Mbavasi's worries there may come to pass because she was looking at the outfield being wet as one of the things that guided her in taking that decision to have the ball first. But Uganda maintaining the lineup that played yesterday, not making any changes whatsoever, whereas we saw a debut cap being handed to Sirishiti Raha, the only change. Some of the highlights from yesterday's game, they are coming live to your screen. So some beautiful shots being played there. That beautiful catch there from Immaculate Nakisui. The boundaries were scored yesterday. Another stand of a catch there from Kevin Amoge there off Akiteng Sarah's bowling. These are some of the highlights. Caught and ball there by Immaculate Nakisui. I tell you, somehow yesterday Canada looked comfortable, but somehow they lost some 2 wickets due to run-outs, and it somehow costed them. Enjoy the highlights for now as we get ready to take you through this match.
The national anthem of Team Uganda. National anthem, Team Canada.
And sounds of the two national anthems. One thing I heard from the two anthems is the word stand. But these are the lineups of both teams. The captain for Team Canada, Achin Pereira. I beg your pardon. Achin Pereira is the top order. The captain for Canada is Amar Kaur. Vandani Mahajani in there. Indomati Goadiel, Terisha Lavia, Sirishti Raha, the only change that came in for Jasmina Oldham. Zil Patel in the lineup, Habiba Badar, Terisha Lavia, Tiffany Thorpe, Krima Rapadia, and Rajput. Going to the lineup for Team Uganda, Kevin Amoge, opening bowler, Proskovia Alako, top order batter, Retam Samali, batting all-rounder, Janet Mbabazi, the captain for the side, Immaculate Nakisui, batting all-rounder, Stefan Nampina, batting all-rounder. Kevin Awino, wicket-keeper batter. Consulate Awekoni Mungu, spinner. Esther Ilok, another wicket-keeper batter option. Top order. Naomi Jane Amongin, bowling all-rounder. And Sarah Akiteng there, left-arm off-spin. Uganda won the toss and elected to bowl first this morning here at Lugogo. The standing umpires for the game, Norbert Abi, standing alongside Mike Okoth. What a day of cricket do we have here at Lugogo Cricket Oval, Naomi?
Match day 2 stands to be a great one. Looking forward to a much longer game, having all the 40 overs played, but also a better day of cricket, considering that the sun is out. The Victoria Pearls looking bright in their yellow, and Team Canada ready to go, ready to score more runs to get this Victoria Series exciting and a beautiful one for women's cricket in Uganda.
The shouts from the Victoria Pearls, they are clearly ready to take on the challenge on task ahead of them. I tell you, this is a sort of practice series as the Victoria Pearls get ready for the emerging series that will happen next month in Thailand. Namibia being part of the African countries that will represent the African continent down there alongside Tanzania. But for now, we have a game here on the cards for us. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching in, I'd like to remind you that this tournament is sponsored by Dafabet, Sportbox, Leica Mobile, Black Life, and Cricket Uganda. Put together all the resources to make sure that you enjoy this beautiful piece of action. Make sure that you send us what you make of the game there in the comments. We will be taking you through everything here at Lugogo Cricket Oval.
Special thanks and shout out to Team Canada Cricket, for accepting and working on the logistics for the ladies to come down and play against the Victoria Pearls. I think it's important for associations to work together to continue to improve the ladies' game. And Cricket Canada, the appreciation goes to you for making this also possible, letting the ladies come down to the Pearl of Africa to play some good cricket.
Indeed, some good cricket. The opening pair for Team Canada, Achin Pereira, opening alongside Habiba Bada. Achin Pereira opened yesterday alongside Vandan Mahajani, but today the coach changed the tactics a bit and changed the opening partnership. Uganda currently still on the same formula, as I see Kevin Amoge holding the ball from the side of the Ginger Road if you've been at Lugogo. Kevin Amoge opened the bowling yesterday from that very end, and in her first over she gave away just 1 run. Picked up a wicket in her second over, which was the 3rd in the game. And there she is already with the ball. Standing on the bowler's end is Mike Okoth, the umpire, and on the striker's end is Norbert Abi. 2 children of the soil, both born and bred from here in Uganda, ready to take us through the matchup. The umpire just making sure that he's set as we are just moments away from the first ball of Uganda's innings. Uganda looking very bright in that yellow uniform.
And Canada kind of blending it out with their black and red. And a typical Ugandan would know our colors are black, yellow, red. So we have a lot of that. But here we go.
First ball there, played down to the deep mid-wicket area. Should go to the vacant area, but a bit of a slow outfield. Achin Pereira just picks up a double off that beautiful shot.
Achin Pereira rocks back just a little to play it to the mid-wicket region. And they're able to take just 2 to start their scoreboard ticking with just the 2 runs.
Good start there. Yesterday, Canada only got 1 run from the first over, but I tell you, post-match, their captain Kaoro said that she hopes to play better. She doesn't throw it onto the surface. She said it's really a good flat wicket that you can pick some runs from, but she clearly said that she hopes to be getting some more runs today. Kevin Amoge squeezes in a dot ball there for Team Uganda, looking for that off-stump line, and manages to keep the blade of Achin Pereira quiet. This is match day 2 of the Victoria series here at Lugogo. Play down the ground, but just finds the hands of Ritam Samali there at covers.
Achin Pereira just playing that ball on the front foot. Simple drive just to the short cover region. That shows a bit of confidence with the batter. And just like their captain said, the Canada captain said, the effort to score runs is on. And Achin cuts it down just past Gali, and they're able to take quick 2 runs, adding on to the Canada score.
I tell you, Naomi, you don't take anything away from these Canadian batters. Their running between the wickets has been very, very superb. They know the outfield is a bit slow. They may not access it a lot in the innings. They know that their scoring and their scoring strength should be by running very hard between the wickets. Good ball there from Amoge Kevin. Amoge Kevin was the player of match yesterday. She picked up 3 wickets for 17 in half over spell. What a performance there. And she got a gift hamper from Black Life. One thing I'm sure of was in that gift hamper, there was a watch.
And we would like to thank our sponsors, Black Life, for those hampers. Very good things, yeah? You feel awarded for taking the player of the match. Kevin Amoge, back at it, still played to that gully region. And there's an opportunity for a run out. But Pereira is home safe and dry. Very good piece of fielding there by Esther Eluko, the second wicket keeper option.
Yeah, but that was a beautiful shot there from Pereira. The way she rocks back and tries to cut it, creating that room. I tell you, if Kevin Awino, the wicket keeper, had taken a chance of throwing it to the stumps at the bowler's end, maybe there could have been some sorts of trouble. But nonetheless, over number 1 comes an end, and 5 for no loss is the score.
While Canada has only been able to put 5 today in the first over, they're looking to score a little bit more and progressively add more runs onto the score. But the Ugandan captain uses her best option.
Yeah, indeed, this was the partnership that helped Uganda to get a very good start in terms of bowling. Because Aweko, yesterday, her first over was a maiden. She actually bowled in partnership with Kevin Amoge. And now there she comes, this time to try and make sure that she does the good work she did for the Victoria Pearls yesterday. Aweko Consulate is also a former captain of the side. I tell you, there has been change of leadership in this team. Players like Immaculate Naksui, Kevin Awino, Consulate Ayokonimungu have all served in that capacity of being captains. A shimmy down the track, plays it down to the mid-off, and Achin Pereira manages to rotate strike.
Achin Pereira doing the work of an opening bat, playing it slightly onto the right-hand side, slightly wide of Ritam Samali, and they're able to pick just a single. And with that, there's been a bit of a fielding change. Ritam Samali been sent down to deep covers. Esther Eluko moved to short covers. And then there's a long off also, just to ensure that that offside region is fully covered as Consi bowls.
Yeah, indeed, a left-right combination would prompt you to change the field every time there is change in guard. But Konsa Ayoko still bowling to the plan, just keeping it outside off, not giving her a lot of room to cut. And she squeezes on a dot ball. Just one run off the over so far. Goes a bit short, but still that's played to that backward of point area. Good bowling there, good thinking there from Coastal Ayoko Mungu.
Bada there, the left-hand bat, trying to play it between gully and point. Not successful, but she crosses one down to Longon region, and they're able to take quickly just the one.
Yeah, 2 off the second over and 7 for 9 after 2 overs here at Lugogo Cricket Oval.
Good bowling partnership here between Konsi and Amuge, just like we saw in match day 1. After 2 overs, the pair have only conceded 7 runs, which I think is a good bowling partnership. With the change in the over, Bada still on strike. That left hand, right hand combination working for Team Canada.
It will be important to see how Kevin Amuge bowls to the left-handed batter. She's been accessing that off-stump side when the right-handers are facing, but it could be risky if she tries that on a left-hander. And Kevin Amuge there steams in for her second. 1 to the pads, shouts of how is it? But a shake of the head there from the umpire. But good stuff there from Uganda, squeezing in a dot ball and trying to make sure that stays some silence from the blades.
Looking at the field setup, the third man has been maintained. And then we have the long on for Badada left-hand bat. Kevin trying to get into the pads. Hoping to oh, and she bowls her right through middle stump. Very well bowled by Kevin Amuge, and she picks her first scalp of the day.
Yeah, yesterday she got her first wicket in the second over. And this time round, Kevin Amuge manages to replicate the same performance. A deja vu moment for Uganda. Kevin Amuge bowling it full, and Habiba not managing to play that one away. Just 1 of 3 as Habiba departs. Look at that one there. Yoka. And just shapes to the woodwork. 1 already in the bag for Team Uganda.
Indomati Godiel walks in 1 down for Team Canada. Kevin Amuge with 4 deliveries to go. The Victoria Pals have picked up their first.
Yesterday, Indomati came in at number 5. But she's been promoted down the order, of course, following her performance 9 of 14 before being run out. That one, that movement there, the ball swinging away from the batter. Good stuff there from Kevin Amuge. Great use of the surface. Now we've seen some changes in this batting lineup. Of course, the coach trying to test his options. Yesterday, Vandan Mahajani opened the batting, but she's been taken down the order. Jasmina Alderham came in at number 3, and she's now out of the playing 11. But Indomati in and promoted down the order. Plays that one down to the third man boundary to find Sarah Akiteng. But Indomati gets off the mark.
Indomati is able to move just slightly close to the ball so she can tap it a little down to, she can run it down to third man region. And the fielding setup has changed a bit. They have Team Uganda has the deep fine leg and the third man.
Apish falls short of the fielder and goes through her hands. The captain a bit guilty of not getting hold onto that chance, but a boundary for Achini Pereira to mark the end of the third over. I beg your pardon, that is a ball to play in that over.
Achin Pereira rocks back and plays it slightly on the high, but the captain, Janet Mbabas, is not able to get to it just in time, and it rolls all the way to the boundary.
Yeah, I had chance, but you could feel that a day forward from Janet Mbabas could have given her a chance to take that catch. Those hard chances win for you the game. Run out chance as that is played back to the fielder, but quick running between Achin Pereira and Indomati, and that single will mark the end of the third over. 12 for none, I beg your pardon, 13 for 1 after 3 overs is the score.
Achin Pereira still making the efforts to play the ball on her front foot, and they're able to quickly get one there with the wicket run out chance, but they get home safe.
Yeah, but clearly Kevin Amuge could have held onto that one. We saw Uganda losing by just 1 run to Tanzania during the Division 1 qualifiers. So those hard chances, those chances that you give become costly. Canada looking very comfortable. 13 for 1 after 3 overs. As Konsi Aweko returns to bowl her second from the side of the shell. Tries to play it down to the square leg area. And Achin Pereira manages to pick up another single there for Team Canada.
Achin Pereira rocking back a little and playing it by her body, just to the left-hand side of Kevin Amuge, square leg region, to be able to get that safe one. Consulate still moving Kevin rounder just to cut off any vacant region at the fine leg area.
That one just played straight to the fielder, but good work there from Konsi. Konsi, one of the bowlers who will try to bowl to their field setup. She doesn't give the batters a lot of room. Touch and go, run out chance. Ow, Mrs. Bayawuska. I tell you, if that had hit the woodwork, it could have been trouble for Team Canada.
Missed opportunity there for a direct hit using underarm, but Indomati is able to play to nudge it around her body, and they're able to still take that one, which I think is good cricket. I mean, if you're not getting the maximums, even the singles do pile up runs.
Indeed, you have to take the runs the way they come. Don't give any chance away. And currently, the plan is working out for Team Canada as they're trying to make sure that they pile up as many as they can. A shimmy down the track, play to cover, down on the ground, but another one goes through. Not the best of techniques. She puts down her knees. On another day, you could be injured, but a double for Team Canada.
Pereira moving slightly up and playing it in the cover region, with Musamali patrolling that cover region, but not able to use the best technique to stop it. Adds 2 runs onto the Canada total.
Last ball played down to the deep mid-wicket area to find Immaculate Nakisui. They will take a single, and that will mark the end of over number 4. And after 4 overs, score is 18 for 1. Achin Pereira keeping that strike rate at 115 or 15. Indomati at a strike rate of 50 so far in the game, 2 of 4. This is match day 2 of the Victoria series here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. That's the beautiful shot of our sponsors, Dafabet, Leica Mobile, Sportbox, Black Life Cricket Uganda, who have put the resources together to make sure that we enjoy this beautiful tournament. This is match day number 2, and this tournament has 5 playing. We'll go to Gayaza for a Women's Day Cricket Week celebration, where these 2 teams will go and take a fun training session to Gayaza High School. Action will resume on Thursday and Friday. The team will take another rest, and the curtains of the tournament will be on Sunday at 2 p.m. Bowling change there for Team Uganda as Naomi Jane Amongin comes in from the Ginger Road end. Starts off her over with a dot ball.
With the bowling change, has also come a bit of a change in the field setup, where we have the deep fine fielder and one in the cow corner region. As Naomi does deliver her second ball of the over, Pereira plays it down the ground with a run-out opportunity, but that doesn't happen. Istaloko a little bit slower, and that gives Pereira the opportunity to get to the non-striker's end, safe and dry. Another good delivery there by Naomi. But Indomati not able to get any button to it. Team Canada operating at a run rate of close to 5 and over. Indomati nudges one to the square leg area, and they're able to take just the one. Naomi there being encouraged by her teammates to keep it on the offside, to bowl according to the field setup.
Yeah, some good plan there from Naomi Jane Amongin, trying to make sure that she doesn't give Mena away another half chance, particularly falling short of the field that covers. Achin Pereira has not been driving it to the ground. If she doesn't really manage to keep her head down, she's likely to give out a chance. And you'll feel that she's anchored the innings, opening the batting and currently cruising well. 18 balls she's faced, and she scored 16 runs. Makes a shimmy down the track, swings hard, but doesn't make any contact. A dot ball there from Naomi Jane Amongin to mark the end of the over. And after 5 overs, 20-1 is the score here at Lugogo Cricket Oval.
And after 5 overs, Canada is at 20 runs for the loss of 1 wicket.
In your frame there is the beautiful Kampala city with quite a number of commercial developments. And this partnership of Indomati and Achini contributed 13 runs of the last 16 balls.
Some good batting partnership there building up for Team Canada. You would need a bigger partnership early in the innings, but another bowling change for Team Uganda as Sarah Akiteng replaces Konsi Aweko from the shell end. Started one shaping away from the batter, cut straight to the hands of Esther Ilok Sloppy, and they managed to take that run. Clear that ball was straight to Ilok. A better reaction could have given Uganda a chance of picking up a run out.
Esther Oloko being a victim for the second time or third time now, missing that run out opportunity. But I'm sure the pressure is on to just get it right. Field the ball first time, hand it in, pick that run out.
Good bowling there from Sarah Akiteng as she squeezes in a dot ball there. Sarah Akiteng yesterday bowled 4 overs, conceded 15 runs and picked up a wicket, but her economy 3.75. Rocks back, tries to play it on the onside, misses, and a wide down the leg.
the first that we've seen in these 5.3 overs. Missed opportunity there, missed stamping by Kevin Awino. Achini Pereira jumps out to get to Sarah's ball. She doesn't get any wood onto it, but even the wicket keeper doesn't complete the stamping. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, she was a bit in some sorts of a rush to effect that stamping. There was a mid-wicket conference. Look at that one there. She didn't get it to her hands. It hit the pads. Then she just collected it and missed that chance. But I wonder why Achini Pereira is not waiting for the ball from her crease. Even on that occasion, she's jumped out trying to access that ball. Wait for the ball, play it with a turn.
Maybe a bit of impatience there, but also with the wicket keeper, that excitement of seeing a batter out. And then there's a bit of fumble with the gloves, but Achini Pereira plays it better this time, waits it out, gets to it, and plays it to Konsi Nimungu, just around the mid-wicket region.
I think now there's some sorts of notable pressure. One to the pads, shouts of how is it, but the umpire says that's missing. Edota Akiten, she's given away just 2 runs in her first over. And after 6 overs, score stands at 22 for 1.
At the end of the power play, Team Canada are 22 for the loss of 1 wicket. And there's been a change in the comms box. Ivan Sajabi has taken a short break. And I'm now joined by Fortunate. Fortunate, good morning and welcome to the comms box.
Good morning, Naomi. Thank you for the introduction. Looking at the way how things are going for Uganda at the moment, things really seem to be good for Uganda. They're having the same results like they did yesterday. After power play, the score was 22 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Beautiful catch taken there by Stephanie Nampina. Achini Pereira nicks it slightly to the gully region and Stephanie's hands, right into Stephanie's hands, making it a beautiful catch. And she will walk off for only 4 runs, scored after facing 8 balls in Domati.
Really beautiful catch there at point, diving to her left and getting a hold on the ball. Really good piece of fielding. But credit goes to the bowler. They are hitting the good areas, making sure that the batter doesn't get the room that she was hoping for. And that makes it wicket number 2 for Uganda. And at the moment, 22 for 2 is the score for Uganda, rather for Canada. And even yesterday after the power play, the score was 22 for 2. So you feel that there is no big difference between yesterday's inning and today's inning. And the new batter is the captain for Canada, that is Kua Amapal, who scored the double figure alongside Achini Pereira. They were the only batters who scored the double figures yesterday, and they will look to make a partnership for their team today.
Naomi bowling her third to the captain of Team Canada, and she starts it off with just playing to the square leg region, just to ensure that she has a feel of the bat. She has a feel. Naomi delivers one slightly to her body. She plays it down. But the wicket-keeper, Kevin Awino, is able to put a stop to that.
Not the best delivery that she would have loved, but the wicket-keeper does the rest of the work. But looking at the figures for Naomi Jane, only 2 runs have been scored and picking 1 wicket in 1.4 overs. You get a feeling that she's bowling decently.
Captain plays one down to the long on region, and she's off the mark with just a single taken there. Must be looking to build a partnership with Pereira, who is currently 16 runs off 24 balls.
Yeah, getting off the mark in that style is very good. Playing a non-drive, especially on such wickets where we haven't seen a couple of drives. But getting that body shape into the shot and getting it down the ground, it's a good technique to watch. But at the end of the 7th over, 23 for 2.
Team Canada operating at about 3 runs per over. Looking at that warm chart, for the loss of 2, Canada is operating at slightly over 3 runs per over.
And if they manage to continue with that run rate, they may find themselves again scoring 67 or less than 70 runs, which won't be a good total for Uganda, having managed to set it just the 67 yesterday in less than 13 overs.
Sarah Kiteng back into the bowling. Captain Kauroni plays it to the point region, but no run is taken there. There's been effort to score off the point region, but the second wicket has fallen right at the same point region. So I think the Canadian batters need to be wary of that. Plays one back to Sarah Kiteng, but she's not able to take her own catch.
Yeah, that was a chance given but not taken. Yesterday we saw 2 similar catches, caught and bowled yesterday, 2 of them, and now almost we saw another one. It gets in my feeling that Canadian batters are not driving down the ground, but they are driving on the up. That is the courtesy of the 2 catches we saw yesterday. But if they hold their position, drive along the ground, I get a feeling that they will be cutting off those chances of half chances.
Captain playing one down to the long off region, just to take the simple ones. And it looks like there's been a realization that once we play on the ground, we can quickly take those singles, other than attempting to go aerial. That has seen, 1 wicket fall because of that.
Oh, inside the edge there, and there is a chance of a run out. Direct hit, but the captain is really grounded in her crease. That was a chance, but not taken. I feel like Amuge was lousy in her fielding, very silent there.
There's been in your frame there, down to square leg, picked it up first time, but the throw was not with enthusiasm, and so the umpire says not out.
And again, if you look at the length where she got, rather the lane where she got the ball, it was way along outside off stump, so she had a long way to drag that ball to the onside, and the result getting an inside edge there. Yesterday, the whole inning, we saw only 4 boundaries for Team Canada, and so far we haven't seen so many boundaries. Only 1 boundary we have seen. So I get a feeling that the boundary restrictions for Uganda have really worked, making sure that they don't give boundary options to Canada, and that's the reason as to why the score is only 28 rather 27 after 8 overs.
Fortunate, there's been some good adjustments there in the field by the captain herself. She started out the over by fielding right on the boundary, but by the end of the last 3 balls, she was a little closer, and that has helped them stop that final single. That could have been a single on the last ball of Akiteng's over.
Good judgment there from the captain, knowing that the batters are not hitting the ball hard, so there is no reason as to why you have to be at the boundary. New bowler Rather, Naomi continues from the Ginger Road side and straight away bowls it on the body. And the batter, Pereira makes sure that he works that on the onside to pick up a single to start with.
Pereira has been at it since the start of the innings, and everything that has been bowled to her body, she's able to nudge it down. She's able to play around her body to get that single for the team. The field setup only has about 3 people outside the 30-yard. Indomati plays that one to the point region, and there's no chance of a single there.
Yeah, good piece of fielding by the captain, especially to make sure that she stops that ball from going past halfway boundary. She does everything in her powers to stop it for a dot ball.
Naomi still delivering balls on the body for the batters, and they play her just in the right region down to deep square leg that is patcholed by Alako Proskovia, quickly picking it up and sending it back.
I get a feeling that Achin Pereira is doing her job, making sure that she anchors the innings.
Off Naomi's bowling, Achin Pereira nicks one to the wicket keeper, and the catch is taken beautifully by the seasoned Kevin Awino, giving the Victoria Pals their 3rd wicket. Achin Pereira walks back to the dugout for 19 of 29 balls.
Really beautiful piece of bowling there. Ball not the good length that you would have loved as a batter to hit through the lane. Little bit of length, raising up from the surface and getting a fine touch, and the wicket keeper doing the rest of the work. You can see the celebrations there. Naomi really happy. Look at the delivery there, outside off stump, 5th or 6th stump there, but not really close to the ball, just throwing all the chicken sink to the ball and getting it nowhere. 3 wickets have fallen for Canada for not more than 30 runs. And that will work in Uganda's favor. But beautiful execution there from Naomi Amongin. One thing that I've loved about Naomi is the way how she has hit that good area. Even the previous wicket being caught behind square. New batter comes in for Canada, Van Dan.
Naomi still delivers one down the leg, umpire calling it wide. However, just for analysis, she seems to be delivering quite a number of them, on the body line. And the one she bowled before this that took out Achini was on the offside. Achini being caught there guilty of trying to go aerial with not much wood in it. But she delivers one on the offside, and Vandana playing it just to the mid-off region. Beautifully fielded by Nachsui Immaculate, and not letting that Canadian batters take even a one. This time round, a quick single is taken. Ball thrown very wide to the wicket keeper, allowing them to get home safe and dry.
Van Dan Manjana yesterday didn't score many runs. She scored 0. Look at the replay there for the last wicket that fell. The celebrations between the wicket keeper Kevin and Naomi the bowler. You can see all the excitement, the ecstasy feel for her picking the 2nd wicket. But yesterday, Mahajan scored 0 of 8. I get a feeling she wasn't up to the task of opening. And now with the coach making sure that she comes down in the batting order, coming in at 5. Hopefully she can do better for her team. But there will be a bowling change for Uganda. Immaculate Nachsui coming from the KFC, and yesterday she picked 2 wickets. And we know how good she can be with the right-handers, especially bowling the off spin. But she's so precise with the lanes she bowls to.
And a quick one is taken off her first ball. Nachisui, you see Vandana rocking back just a bit to nudge the ball to her leg side, and they're able to take just the one. Nachisui, very bright bowler, but with the field set up, also very protective of her. We have 3 ladies patrolling the boundary, just on the leg side, just to ensure that she's well protected.
Yeah, good bowling from Imi. You can see the short covers, short mid wickets, making sure that they cut off those singles. And she can even do the stopping of the balls that are hit back to her. That's a sense of awareness and enthusiasm for your own bowling, making sure that you don't give away freebies.
Fortunate also as a bowler who understands the economy, putting Immaculate putting her body there to ensure that, you know, those simple runs around her are not taken, shows a good fight for the team. Immaculate there, delivering her last 2 balls. Vandana not able to take her any further off the wicket.
That's really good bowling, flighting it up in the air and getting pace off the ball, trying to make sure that she gets her off guard. Another flighted delivery there, but poor fielding from the gully fielder, Kevin Amuge, who lets the batters take 1 run. But that was really good from Immaculate, giving it flight in the air and getting it to turn more. The slower the ball, the match the turn. But with that dot, a rather single brings up the end of the 10th over, halfway already in the inning, and only 34 runs for the loss of 3 wickets.
Sarah Kiteng back into the bowling from the Ginger Road end. Fortunate, just the last ball of the 10th over. I felt that the Canadian batters should have had the hunger to probably take a second one. If at the end of 10 overs you have 33 runs, I would want to see the batters hunger for more runs. If the opportunity is there to run, take a second one, I think that should be quite evident. But they casually joked out just the one. Seem to be happy with this 34 after 10.
Clearly said Kayondo there. I have seen a couple of times where the Canadian batters had opportunities to take more than 1 run, but they didn't seize the opportunities. I can question the way how they are running in between the wickets. They look to be sloppy in their running. They're not too hungry for the runs, which I would say it has costed them to only 34 runs at the moment. They would have gotten more.
Vandana still playing one that has been delivered to her leg side down to the square leg region. And that area is beautifully patrolled by Alako Proskovia, one of the ladies with an amazing hand. I think after Evelyn Anyipo, she's one of those that I've seen who has the ability to chuck it in very fast, very flat. And she's created very many run-out opportunities.
Yeah, you can see that from her gesture, her stature. She's an energetic lady. So that's with the throw. Oh,
stamping opportunity there, and the umpire does confirm that. Kevin Awino, very quick with the gloves for Captain Kaur, who had already moved out. Vandana, my apologies, had already moved out of her crease, and Kevin completes the stamping.
Really good bowling there from the left-hander. Look at the replay there. Bowling it almost outside off stump, but the awareness from Kevin, knowing that she missed the stamping at the first attempt and again uprooting the stump on the second attempt, that was really clever of her. But credit goes to the bowler, knowing that the batter trying to come down the track and bowling it slowly and turning and again extracting the bounce off the surface. That was really beautiful to watch. Fourth wicket falls, and that is Vandana, who only scores 4 runs. But the captain there is at 6 from 13. We saw her scoring 18 from 34 yesterday. She has had a quiet innings of her, so she did even yesterday. But hopefully she can up her strike rate.
Fortunate, there was some interesting glove work there by Kevin. Not too sure whether it's the elbows that, you know, put off the bells or the gloves. Quite interesting to see, but I guess the end justifies the means. The stamping was completed. Sarah Kiteng delivers one big no ball that is called out there, but it's struck very well by Lavisha, who has just walked in, and the free hit is on.
And it's the captain to take the free hit down the ground and hits it up in the air. Ime is there chasing it, tracking it, and will take it. She's celebrating, not knowing that it's a free hit, but they will only settle for one. I feel there was lack of concentration from Ime. She's catching the ball and forgetting that it was a free hit.
Awareness has been a bit of a challenge there, knowing that in your frame there, Akiteng's delivery, captain strikes it up there, Kevin, Imi takes the catch, forgetting that the only way that person could have been dismissed is the run out. I think that needs to be worked on, awareness. However, Akiteng's over is concluded, and Team Canada are 39 for the loss of 4 after 11.
Yeah, it is at this moment where Canada Matters need to think of a way to up their run rate, especially when you still have 6 wickets in the dugout. Shot this time round. The chase is on in the deep, and they will only get 1 run. But I feel that the shot was a positive, a power in the shot, but brilliant fielding from Ritam Samali in the deep to stop it for only 1 run.
A bit of expression there by Captain Kaur, and striking it down to Rita's region shows that there's a bit of intent to score a bit more runs. At least the ball is getting to the boundary. But I still would like to see the Canadian batters hunger for more runs, whether it is run faster between the wickets or go aerial or across the boundary line. That would get a bit more runs onto the board.
One thing that Uganda has really done so well is bowling the dot balls. They've bowled so many dot balls in this inning, and the dot ball percentage is really up for Uganda, and it's the reason as to why the score is 40-4. And you know dot balls build pressure, especially in the dot ball rather than the T20, where the format is short and requires more intensity, and getting so many dot balls. Look at Ime's spell so far. Already bowling 5 balls, and with 4 dot balls, you get a feeling that she has done a really great job for his team, rather for her team, and she has bowled the over in a short spell, not even more than 2 minutes, and finishing the over with only 1 run.
At the end of the 12th over, Canada are 40 for the loss of 4. But in line with that shot over bowled by Nachisui, she's been able to stop everything that has been played back to her. And I think that has helped her have a good economy because everything around her never goes past her. The batters are not allowed to take any single run. There's been a bowling change. Consulate Aweko comes from the Ginger Road end side. She's been delivering from the KFC side, but the captain has found it quite fit that she comes to bowl her third from the Ginger Road end.
Yeah, stretching forward this time round and picking it up on the bounce for only 1 run. I get a feeling that Conce wasn't really productive from the KFC end, given that she bowled 2 overs and didn't pick a wicket. So changing and getting her to bowl from the Ginger Road end might make a difference. And we are yet to see that.
On Conce's second to Lativa, there's only a half chance. The ball doesn't get off very fast, and Terisha is not able to muscle it also, saving her life really, because that dropped quite in front of Nampina, who has taken a beautiful catch for the Victoria Pearls' second wicket.
Really good awareness here from the captain and the bowler. We haven't seen any shot of desperation or any shot of power through covers or extra covers. We haven't seen inside-out shots. So we know Conce bowls leg spin, but bowling without an extra cover fielder shows that she's bowling to the batter's strength, knowing that they don't play inside out. So she's keeping in line there, bowling it straight, stump to stump, and patrolling everything, rather deploying every asset she has on the onside. We see 3 boundary riders on the onside. That's good awareness.
Lavia able to hit one to mid-on, and it is casually sent back to Conce, missing the run-out opportunity. And I feel that the fielding is now getting a bit casual because the Victoria Pearls are not chasing leather per se. However, the Canadian batters also need to up. I mean, they have 7 overs left, and there's supposed to be a better score than what yesterday displayed. But the captain is able to play one to the Longon region, patrolled by Esther Luko, and they take the single, closing off the 13th over with 43 for the loss of 4. In your frame there, we have Tino, we have Teddy, we have Naomi Mbwali, and Jimmy are there, all supporting the Victoria Pearls as the 12th, 13th, and 14th players. Captain Kaur plays one to the square leg region, and it is misfielded by Kevin Amuge.
Yeah, poor piece of fielding. The ball coming slowly to Amuge, trying to deploy the long barrier, but not good alignment with the ball, and manages to give an extra run for her team. But good comeback for a rather good comeback by the bowler, Imi, making sure that she bowls to the right area and using her field.
Lavia swinging at it, and she's able to get just the one over the wicket keeper. I mean, at a point like this, with all those wickets in the dugout, give it a chance, try and swing at it. But the thing is that Immaculate's balls come a little slower. She's given them flight, so you have to put in the work. The captain does the same, tries to sweep it down to square leg, patrolled by Musamali, and they're able to take just the one. They've started to pile a couple of singles, which is taking the scoreboard for Team Canada. Lavia crosses one just slightly past the mid-wicket region. And Captain Babazi, who is in the deep, does the cleaner job just to give Team Canada the 1 run.
Yeah, you get a feeling that Terisha is trying to do the heavy lifting of her team. We have seen those 2 shots are out of intent, trying to hit hard. Get that she's trying to understand that now it's more needed of them to go hard after the ball, and which will be good for their side, given that they have suffered 56 dot balls in this inning so far, almost 10 overs of dot balls. Get a sense that they haven't really done much in the running or converting the dot balls to runs. But with that single brings up the end of the 14th over, 48 for 4.
Amoge Kevin returns with the ball for Team Uganda.
Fortunate. I still have an issue with these Canadian batters. Even the last ball that was struck by Canadian captain, they only casually ran the 1. Early at the toss, the captain said there's better strategy to score more runs, and I want to see that intent here. I want to see the enthusiasm here, trying to push. When you push for a second, there's a bit of pressure on the fielders. But once you casually run the fast, then the fielders makes it quite easy for the fielders to, get back the ball to the playing surface.
Yeah, clearly said. I hope the coaching staff pick up those points and they get to realize that there has been a challenge in their running and work on that in the coming games. We already have 3 games to come, but that's a key factor. Those are the singles that do win you games.
Captain Kaur beautifully driving 1 down to the long off region. Textbook cricket shot. Looking very good off Kevin Amoge's bowling.
Truly beautiful, but you question the lane at which Kevin is bowling to. She's trying to attack the wicket at the moment, but we know that it's the deep end of the game. You have to be bowling full or going for Yorkers. This is when you deploy variations, slower bouncers, Yorkers, and it's what we are yet to see from Kevin. We saw her picking 3 yesterday. She didn't pick them in the first overs, but she picked the 2 wickets in the last 2 overs. Hopefully she can do the same for her team today. With the batters for Canada trying to do a heavy lifting of their runs.
Terisha looks quite comfortable with the slower balls. Everything that comes off a little faster with the swing is not her comfort area, but she's able to get some inside edge on that, but they are not able to take any runs of that. Kevin Amoge still up for the task of delivering variations. In this her 3rd over, with just under 50 runs on the board, I think it's a good opportunity for her to deliver the variations, and Lavia plays her very well. Struck down to the long on region, only to take a single. I would want to see the batters apply more pressure in terms of running between the wickets.
Yeah, you can see the field settings for Uganda. They're having extra cover, deep extra covers, long off, long on, deep mid wickets. I get a feeling that the deep extra cover field there is not really utilized, given that Kevin is not bowling short deliveries, so there is no way how you can play that. Oh, new onside, rather offside. But good comeback from rather by Kevin, bowling it straight this time round. But the captain guilty there for going across the lane. I would have loved to see her present the full face of the bat, hitting it straight to the screen. But going across the lane would be lethal for her, given the bowler is trying to aim at the wicket.
Kevin Amoge delivering her last of the over. Captain strikes it down to the square leg region. And finally, the Canadian batters are able to take 2 runs, which sounds like they had my small cry about running a bit aggressively. But that marks the end of the 15 overs. And after 15 overs, Canada are 52 for the loss of 4 wickets.
Yeah, that is it. Only 5 more runs. Only 5 more runs. Rather, 5 more overs to come for Ugandan bowlers. That's the partnership between the two. That is Terisha and Captain Kua contributing only 10 to the 16-run partnership, and Terisha contributing 5. That will be a bowling change. Naomi Jane bowling from the KFC end. She had a decent spell, bowling 3 overs for only 7, picking up 2 wickets. And she has to come and bowl her last.
From the KFC side, still delivering 1 into the body of Terisha. Played to the mid-wicket region, but the attempt to run is not quite evident.
Yeah, Terisha at the moment is waiting for anything that is given arms at, and she will throw everything at it, but keeping bowling straight. There she goes. Big shot.
Big shot down to deep mid-wicket region. She looks very comfortable with everything on the body line. Everything that is a bit short. Very, very comfortable there. And they are adding on to the Canadian score. Holding fort with the captain, Amapal Kaur. Building a good partnership here for Team Canada. Naomi delivers another good one. And the captain, Kaur, thinks, we're not taking this anywhere. Good ball, well respected.
Loving the idea that Naomi knows clearly what to do. Just keep going straight. There she goes for another dot ball. Aiming at the foot there. Bowling it full and quick. Not getting or allowing Kua to go under the ball and hit it over the inner field, as we see everyone on the offside is in the 30-yard, rather 25-yard marks.
Beautifully struck by Captain Kauru all the way to the Longon region, patrolled by Stephanie Nampina. With all that effort, walking down the track, playing it to the Longon region, I would like to see the Canadian batters make an effort to run to with just 4 overs left. Big shot played there, and Stephanie drops the catch, unfortunately, getting the Canadian batters to live another life, getting the Lavia to live a second life.
Full this time round, no bounce on it, and Stefan running forward and putting in a dive. We almost saw the shades of Immaculate yesterday. She took the same exact catch yesterday, but this time round put down by Stefan. That was a chance that needed to be taken, especially coming to the deep end of the game. Another one goes begging. 16 overs down. 55 for 4.
With just 4 overs to go, Sarah Kiteng coming back from the Ginger Road end to delivering to the Hungry Lavia. I think with the realization that we just have 4 overs to go, hitting the ball harder and living a second life gives you a bit of room to express yourself even the more. Picks up very well, hits it over, and the ball goes all the way for 6. First 6 of the day that we have seen. And the Canadian dugout celebrates this maximum.
Really good shot there. Lovely shot, see, especially at the moment where you need runs on board. Last 3 overs. Oh, not the best delivery you see. That's not the replay that we want, but we'll bring you the replay shortly.
Lavia gapping it again. Past the cover fielder, Immaculate. They're able to take a single, making it 7 runs off just 3 balls that Sarah Kiteng has delivered.
Yeah, good batting rather good batting by Terisha, knowing that she has picked a maximum.
Captain hitting it over also to the long off region, only taking the 1, making it 8 runs off 4 balls. Sarah Kiteng's over.
This time round put down, tries to take the catch off her own bowling, but had to put in a much diving effort and doesn't hold on to the catch.
In your replay there, chance goes begging again. Sarah Kiteng puts it down to deliver her last. Lavia attempting to go for a big shot. Not successful. Planted her foot outside and not able to get any bat to it. But that brings an end to the 17th over. This has been an eventful over. The only tall over that we've seen with the maximum in it. Team Canada are 63 runs for the loss of 4 after the end of 17 overs.
Talking of the maximum, it's the only maximum of the tournament so far. In all the 3 innings that we have seen so far, not even the big hitters of Uganda have picked up maximums, but it's only Terisha who has managed to do so. Email will continue from the KFC end. Starts off with a weight. I don't know why she's trying to hit that lane. Bowling to that lane, she has the deep square patrolling the area, but that was a loose ball.
Kevin Amoge there being guilty of not fielding the ball first time. All these that have been played right in front of her. It's been a bit of sloppy fielding there, but Immaculate will know that she has to bowl it in front. Captain strikes 1 all the way to, traces all the way to the boundary.
Another boundary time for Canada.
Again, no, the best delivery, pulling it down the leg there. The captain aligning herself so well, shuffling across the wicket and playing it finer, beating the inner fielder there for another boundary. Much deserved at the moment.
Captain Kaur here playing some good cricket after the 4 runs. Played 1 to point region. Comfortably called no. I think there's been effort right now. They've gone past their score for yesterday. Strikes 1 to the square leg region. And there's a half attempt to go for the second one. But Rita Msamali does the cleanup job. Ends up somewhere at tatami, but that is what it means to put your body on the line for the team. Lavia taking on another big one all the way to the boundary, scoring 4 runs for Team Canada, and that dugout will be very excited.
I wish I had seen the turn straight a little longer for Ime. Look at the replay, they are dragging it from almost off stump and playing it on the onside, knowing that she's a big hit of the ball, again going across, losing her shape this time round. I would have loved to see her face more of the off spinner. We know how good she can be when it comes to hitting the ball far, but With that dot ball, there will be the end of the 18th over, 73 for 4. Much late, going for 19 runs in her 4 allotted overs. Get a feeling that she would have done more had she not been expensive in this over. Going for 10 runs. The penultimate over comes, and it's Kevin Amuge who will have to bowl it. Hopefully she can do much better to restrict the Canadian team from going above 90 runs or even 100. It will be better if the Canadian team look at scoring 100 runs. And at the moment, it's only 27 runs that are required to make that target. But it will be a heavy work done if they make it to 100. Kevin will come from the Ginger Road end.
Kevin delivering one into the pads of Captain Kaur, with a bit of confusion there in the calls. A single is not taken, but fortunate, seeing that Team Canada is at 73 now, I think is a bonus. See some improvement from yesterday's game. They have 73 with 11 balls to go. Shows some better intent compared to yesterday's game. Captain nudges, strikes one to square leg region, and there is a loud shout from the Canadian dugout to take the second run.
Yeah, this is the moment when you see one's being converted into two. You have nothing to lose. The moment you have to get the maximum out of everything, and that's the reason as why we see them trying to run. You talked of Canada getting to 70. For me, I feel that there is more to come out of them, given that yesterday they scored 67 and now they are at 70. I feel
beautifully struck there by Captain Kaur all the way to the Longon region. And the captain herself is studying the ship for Team Canada. Feel that this is going to be one of those captain's knocks. A quiet 26 of 34 balls, but she's stamping her authority there as the captain and as a top order bat for Team Canada. Ably supported by Terisha, who has scored so far 18 of 26 balls. Terisha there still playing it to the Longon region, and they quickly take that single also.
Still coming back to my point of Canada scoring more than 70 or 80. Yesterday they had just come to Uganda and playing to the conditions in Uganda. I think they are getting to acclimatize themselves into the Ugandan timeline, knowing that Canada is 7 hours behind Uganda. So there is that time lag that comes into play.
Fortunate you're saying that they were still acclimatizing. Interesting analysis there. The captain strikes one down to Longoff, patrolled by Ritam Samali, vice captain of the Victoria Pals, allowing them just to take the single. And with just one ball to conclude the penultimate over, I'm sure Canada will be looking to score something about over 85 runs, maybe 90.
Yeah, that would be justifiable given the way how they started the innings. You couldn't see them going to 80.
And Kevin Amuge delivers one straight one all the way to Lavia, disorganizing the furniture, picking up the wicket of Terisha. Lavia, who has been steadying the ship for Team Canada alongside her captain, Amapal Kaur.
I love the fact that Terisha did a heavy lifting for her team, albeit having a low strike rate. Looking at the delivery there, really sharp, coming or dipping into the right hander and smashing the leg stump. Different angle there, really full and seaming into the right hander, not getting herself under the ball and hitting it away as she would have loved, but I love the intent that she was trying to go hard after the ball.
Coming up, scores at 78 for the loss of 5.
Tiffany Thorpe.
So let's Aweko from the shell end.
Tiffany Thorpe walks in for Team Canada,
Ladies
and to
gentlemen,
deliver the last over
for
is Konsi Aweko
necessary needs.
from the KFC side. The field setup has all the 4 boundary riders: long on region, long off region, cow corner, and deep square leg. Captain playing it there to the mid-wicket region, casually running 1.
I want to put you on spot, Naomi, as a former captain of the Victoria Pearls. Given it's the last over of the inning, and you have the leg spinner to bowl the last over, would it have been the best call for you?
That leg spinner is not your normal usual leg spinner. Konsi Aweko is a seasoned leg spinner, and she does the job. Right through my playing days, she was delivering, and I trust that the captain gave her that last over to do the clearing up job.
Okay, and at the moment she's doing things pretty well. Already 2 dot balls in a row.
In your frame there are fans of the Victoria Pearls. Thorpe there, playing the ball back to Consulate Aweko. She loses her wicket,
Easy catch for Consulate Aweko.
making it 79 for the loss of 5, for the loss of 6, with just 2 balls to end the first innings.
For Team Canada, Zil Patel.
And that is the first wicket for Konsi. Thorpe has to depart for 0 from 3. Look at the replay. They are trying to give herself room, but the ball is bowled straight, and not the delivery she would have loved. Thought it would turn, but kept straight and hitting it straight. Former captain there, Consulate, making the easy out of the catch and picking her first wicket. 11. She has conceded off the 3.4 overs. Only 2 more balls left. 0. Butter.
Zil gets off the mark, playing 1 to the point region. There was a chance of a run out, but the captain quickly gets her wheels on and is home safe and dry. The captain, Amapal Kaur, also has the opportunity to face the last ball of the first innings.
Yeah, I get a feeling that it's already 80 runs for Canada. I think she has to make the best out of this delivery, maybe make it 84 or 86, given that's the last ball of the inning, making the score big for her team. Shimmy down the ground, tries to go over. 2 is the call, and they're taking the second run, taking off the throw of the Ugandan fielder. They are long off, but 2 runs have been picked off the last delivery.
Bringing the end of the innings, first innings, to Team Canada scoring 82 runs for the loss of 6 after the allotted 20 overs.
Yeah, well fought inning for Canada batters, given they had a poor start of the power play, scoring 21 runs.
Highlights there in your frame. Highlights for the first innings. Some good shots played by Achini Pereira. Naomi Amongin picking up the wicket of Achin Pereira, who had scored many runs for Canada. Kevin Awino with her interesting glove work there to get a stumping. Kevin Amoge bowling very well for the Victoria Pearls.
Again, Kevin looking beautiful in the deep end there. Also taking the last wicket for Canada that fell. That was a fair catch there by the wicket keeper. taking the second wicket, rather the wicket for Pereira. Not so many boundaries have been scored for Canada, only 3 boundaries and the maximum. You get a feeling that the boundary options have been held in check by Uganda.
For summary for the first innings, Achin Pereira 19 of 29, Habib Abada 1 of 5, Indomati scoring only 4 of 9, Captain Amapal Kaul 30 of 37, Vandana 4 of 9, Terisha putting in a spirited 19 of 28 balls, and Tiffany with just a duck, Zil getting off the mark with just 1. Kevin picking up a couple of wickets, 4 wickets. Stephanie taking a brilliant catch. And Uganda bowling innings, Kevin Amoge, 4 overs, 20 runs, 2 wickets. Consolate, 4 overs, 14, 1 wicket. Naume, 4 overs, 2 wickets. Sarah Kiteng, 4 overs, just 1 wicket. And Immaculate Nasi Kisui, 4 overs, conceded 19 runs for no wickets. Now we will take a short break and be back at the second inning.
Very job, well done by all of you. Appreciation goes to our sponsors for the tournament. Always coming through for the ladies. Like a mobile, Cricket Uganda, Pepsi, Live is in the building with us. Like we say, it's the #1 trusted audio and wearable electronic brand in Africa. One-year warranty, 7-day return policy, lifetime support. Earbuds, Bluetooth speakers, cables and chargers, power banks, headphones, smartwatches, all of these accessories with discounts that favor your pockets. You have a run for your money because all these accessories are high quality and durable. Got free delivery for every item across the country. How beautiful is that? Cables and chargers for as low as 20,000 miles. 20,000 standard shipping. These cables transfer data in 1 GB per second. Earbuds for as low as 80K, guys. 80K. Earbuds for a 60% discount. With a battery life. For 45 hours. Volunteer man, so special.
Welcome back to match day 2 of the Victoria Series. As the umpires walk on for the second innings, they are in your frames. Umpire Norbert Abbey and Michael Koth umpiring the second game in the Victoria Series, where Team Canada scored 80 runs for the loss of 82 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. And the Victoria Pearls of Uganda are now tasked to score 83 in the allotted 20 overs. The Canadians in their dugout there, having a call out as they walk onto the pitch. And the Victoria Pearls openers, Janet Mbabazi, captain, and Esther Eloko, walking in to open the batting for Team Uganda. Captain Janet Mbabazi, shirt number 19, and Esther Eloko, shirt number 3, opening the batting for the Victoria Pearls of Team Uganda. Welcome back from the break. In the comms box, I am not alone. Naomi Kayondo, I am not alone. With Ivan Sajabi returning to the comms box. Ivan, good morning with just 3 minutes to go, and welcome back.
Thank you so much, Naomi. Good morning, viewers. We are back for the chase. 2 positives for Team Canada. At least today they managed to play all the 20 allotted overs compared to the 19 that they played yesterday. And also they've got more runs compared to what they got yesterday. So they managed to get only 67. But they've added on some runs and piled up a respectable 83 runs. Yesterday Uganda chased down the 67 runs in about 11.4 overs. So today, I think if Canada can bowl well to this total, maybe they can pick something out of this matchup. Janet Mbabazi yesterday led in scoring the runs with a 37 of 34, whereas her batting opening partner, Esther Elok, was dismissed early yesterday, scoring just 2 of 5. But now, here we return for the chase, and that's the first ball of Uganda's innings. Full plate covers, but straight to the fielder. A dot ball to start off the second innings.
Vandana delivers a full ball all the way to Mbabazi, who also comfortably plays it to the short cover region with no intent whatsoever, but looking very comfortable in the shot. She does it again off the second ball, now with a bit of intent to run. But the first balls, all the fielders are up, awake, alert, and the call is no.
Yeah, 83 runs on board, Naomi, is clearly a poultry total. It's a total you should defend on your toes, but the positives for Janet, at least she's getting it to the middle of her bat. A bit of a floater, but he just driven back to the fielder. Yesterday, Vandana bowled 3 overs, conceded 12 runs, and picked up just a single wicket. But she was the most economical among all the bowlers, bowling at an economy of 4.00, alongside Achini Pereira. This time round, that's taken down to the mid-wicket. They ran very quickly, and Janet Mbabazi gets off the mark and gets Uganda going.
Esther Eloko on strike now. Didn't have a good batting innings yesterday after playing that arguably interesting shot that got her out. But today being another day, she looks to put more runs on the board for Team Uganda. She starts it off by nudging it to the square leg region for them to comfortably take another single.
Soft touch down to the gully area, and Janet Mbabazi plays that one late, but manages to squeeze it into the gap. Picks up a single, 3 off the over, and after 1 over, the score is 3 for no loss here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching in, this game is broadcasting live from Kampala, Uganda, in the home of cricket here, Lugogo Cricket Oval. This is match day number 2 of the Victoria Series. Yesterday we saw Uganda beating up Canada by 7 wickets, and now today we return for match day number 2. Tomorrow the teams will take a rest, but if you've just joined in, Uganda won the toss and elected to bowl first. Their reason to defend the decision was that the outfield was a bit wet, of course following yesterday's downpour, so they felt batting first could be ideal. Yesterday it was Ondomati Gadiel bowling the second over for Team Canada, but today there is a change as Rajput Rabijot gets the ball from the side of the Ginger Road. A bit of a half tracker, but just dabbed down the ground there by Janet Mbabazi. Janet 2 of 5, Esther Ero 1 of 1. These two batters don't look like they are in any sorts of a hurry. But my co-commentator here was the best batter in the T20 league. Naomi, what could have been the batting plan for you?
With a team like this playing such opposition, my initial plan would have been to bat first any day, any time, with such bright skies. But now that it would be batting second, I would have a plan around. Oh, and Janet Mbabazi, the captain, plays it aerial, and the catch is quickly taken by Krima Kapadia, and Team Canada pick their first wicket for the captain. The captain, Mbabazi Janet, I beg your pardon, the debutant, Shrishti Raha, takes that catch of the captain, Janet Mbabazi.
A bit of a bounce off the surface there. Janet Mbabazi tries to tickle it, but doesn't get it quite over the mid-wicket area. Finds the safe hands of the debutant Raha. And Uganda loses the first wicket in the second over. Not good faces. I tell you, looking at the rankings and everything being in favor of Team Uganda, this could have been a game they could have chased without losing any wicket. And the departure of Janet Mbabazi sends some sorts of pressure as Immaculate Nakisui comes to the crease a bit early. 3 for 1 after 1.2 overs is where we stand at the moment. Swings hard, doesn't make any contact, but the umpire adjudges that wide. But the wide on the plan, I tell you the plan should be bowling stump to stump or trying to bowl outside that off-stump area. We don't want to be attacking the pads early. They are not working around with so many runs, Team Canada, so they need to make sure that they bowl the good areas. Just 1 run given away in this over, and a big wicket falling. Yesterday, Janet Mbabazi was at the peak, being the leading runs scorer for Team Uganda. Immaculate Nakisui chipped in a 15 off 16 yesterday, but this time around she's coming a bit early. The Team Uganda needs to try and make sure that they reconstruct the innings so well. The umpire just confirming that the ball is not tampered with as we continue the proceedings here at Lugogo Cricket Oval.
Rajput delivering her third. And it's quite a challenging time for Natsui because she's walked onto the wicket quite early, earlier than usual. And the Canadian team's morale is now up because they've picked an early wicket and a big wicket.
Rajput has made that ball swing away from Immaculate Naksui on the earlier occasion. But this time round, she brings it a bit close. Naksui plays it down to the mid-off, and he manages to get off the mark. The game evenly poised here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. The girls from Canada looking very, very athletic, trying to make sure that they pick something from this matchup. Uganda still batting with caution. 1 off 1, Esther Ilok. 1 off 2, Immaculate Naksui. You could say that 2 new batters are at the crease. Looking at the number of balls they've faced, just 3 deliveries. 5th ball of the over there from Rajput. A bit of a half tracker played up, but misjudged by the fielder at covers. That will run towards the extra cover boundary. And Esther Ilok will survive, giving away her wicket.
Cut finer by Esther, and she survives the debutant taking her second catch for the game for Team Canada. However, with that fumble, the Victoria Pearls are able to take another run. Rajput still delivering it, and there's an opportunity for a run out. And yes, the umpire gives it out. Esther Eloko being run out by the tactical Krima Kapadia. Uganda lose their second wicket for a run out.
Yeah, trying to go for a touch and go. Athleticism at that point area. And Uganda lose the second wicket. Indeed, brilliant athleticism. Look at that one there. Dropped. They try to go very quickly. But good pickup and good throw. Direct hit. And Uganda quickly losing 2 wickets in quick succession, where they were so many miles away from that crease line. Indomati chipping in that underarm throw to make sure that she puts Canada back into things. There will be a change in the batting order there for Team Uganda as Kevin Awino is promoted down the order. Sorry, Kevin Awino is promoted up the order. Yesterday, it was Ritam Samaru who came in at number 4, followed by Stefan Nampin at number 5. But the coach has changed the tactics a bit.
The predictable batting lineup that was talked about yesterday has had to change because the circumstances also have changed. And we see Kevin Awino coming up the order. Kevin is a good runner between the wickets. Kevin is a good support but striker. So I think that's why the captain thought she would come in earlier to support Nachisui in this run chase.
I think another thing that Kevin Awino does is that she plays most of the orthodox shots. Doesn't use a lot of power, but when she's at the crease, she'll always try to play safe. So having a player who plays orthodox gives you a chance of not losing another early wicket. The aggressive batters like Proskovia, Alako, Stefan Nampin, Ritam Samali can all come in later. But I tell you, Canada is getting on top of things as Vandana returns, squeezes in some quick dot balls there, try and make sure that they keep Uganda on the back foot. Immaculate Naksui is still taking her time to grow into the game. 1 of 5. A bit of a half track, a soft touch straight to the hands of the fielder, misses it, and Uganda picks up a single.
Only with that misfield is when Uganda was safe to run. However, there was still an attempt by Nachisui to just go. And if that had been fielded well, a bit of a problem there. But now Kevin Awin on the strike. Vandana still at it with 2 balls to go. And Vandana takes a beautiful return catch from Kevin Awino. Beautifully taken. And the Ugandan dugout is not happy.
I tell you, that was good anticipation there. Still in half fall through. Vandana grabs that one and celebrates, but the umpire will come and have a conversation. The question is, did that catch carry? We have a chance of the replay. Clearly from the replay, the catch carried. But we'll wait for the decision there from the umpire. Good work there in half fall through. Dave's down. And confirmation that that catch carried to Vandana. Uganda loses the third. Wickets are tumbling and falling in quick succession here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Kevin Awino will depart without troubling the scorers anyway. 7 for 3 after 2.5. And I tell you, Naomi, Canada is trying to feign themselves back into this game.
Canada, after posting 82 runs, maybe their confidence now has grown a bit. As Fortunate said, they've acclimatized. And now a bit of smiles from the dugout. But there's still a lot of work to do as Ritam Samali walks on to join Natsui Immaculate. Ritam Samali, the vice captain of the Victoria Pals, very quick runner between the wickets, also has an interesting way of getting and piling runs onto the score. Vandana delivering her last. And Natsui plays one to the mid-off region with no intent whatsoever of taking a run, bringing that to the end of the third over. And Team Uganda
3 overs down.
are for the loss of 3 wickets,
7 for the loss of 3.
only have 7 runs on the scoreboard. All those viewing from Canada must be having a bit of a smile on their faces now. Uganda at 7 runs for the loss of 3 wickets after 3 overs.
Comes back to ball for Team Canada.
3 wickets contributing just 7 runs for Team Uganda. Not a very good position to be in at the moment. A lot of tasks rest on the shoulders of Immaculate and Rita try and build back the innings. A bit full, dubbed down, but straight to mid-on, and that finds the fielder. Uganda living dangerously at the moment. Canada, the happier side, they've picked up the big wickets for Team Uganda, and they are now celebrating everything that comes in, and these dot balls will create more pressure. Immaculate next is still growing herself into the game with 2 of 9.
Looks like the Canadian players have also grown in morale in the game now. After picking 3 big wickets, it is only justified that your morale is up there and encouraging everyone. Rajput delivering 1 to Immaculate, who plays it just right back to her. Very good line, very good length. Asking the questions of Nachisui and her abilities to score runs for Team Uganda.
Dot ball pressure might be costly here for Uganda. Cut it with a lot of power past the point area. Should rest to the boundary. Brilliant work, but the effort goes in vain as that will go and run away for a boundary. A chase in vain for Team Canada as Immaculate Naksui picks up a welcoming boundary for Team Uganda.
And then for Team Uganda, nicely guided by Immaculate Nachisui.
Very good chasing effort there by Achini, but not successful. But sides like those are quite common when the score that you're defending is not that mammoth.
She went a bit wide on that occasion, and Immaculate next managed to play that one away. Another one played down the ground to the square leg area. Chance to run to. The fielder taking a bit of some time there with the ball in her hands, and Uganda manages to squeeze up that double. Well, that double marks the end of the 4th over. Sorry, there is a ball to play in the over. But Immaculate Next is trying to take the risk, to take the responsibility onto her shoulders. 8 of 12 in the game. That 3.5 overs here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Soft hands straight to the fielder. No run is taken, and end of the over. 4 overs gone, and 13 for 3 is the score here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. There are some of the highlights there. Well, that was the boundary there played by Immaculate Naksu in the previous over. She cut it late. Some good athleticism there. She got to the ball, but unfortunately didn't manage to keep it in the ground. Fell out with it, and Uganda picked up that boundary.
She flipped it out of the boundary, but that was a good effort, chasing it all the way to the rope.
I tell you, that clearly shows you that even if Uganda wins the game, Canada is ready to put up the fight. They are really fighting hard to make sure that they pick something out of this one. Vandana returns to ball there for Team Canada.
After picking top 3 wickets, big wickets, that additional effort made out here in the field could create a disorganization for Team Uganda. So it's important that both sides put in their best shift. The questions are around how Uganda can pick up itself in the batting. And the questions are about how Team Canada can maintain that position on top of Team Uganda with the ball.
If Canada continues bowling and fielding like this, many fans will wake up very happy. When you look at the time zones in Canada at the moment, it's 5 a.m. in Toronto. Chance for that run to the boundary. Chase will be in vain as Uganda picks up another boundary. Uganda has somehow managed to play those balls that are dropping on the offside.
In your frame there, with an edge running down to third man region, adding on to Uganda's total score another 4 runs, which will put a small grin on the faces of the Victoria Pals.
Tries to bounce it again. We saw her bouncing one to Rita Msama. Rita pulled it away but didn't quite get it into the gap. But I think the bouncer option will be working out well for Team Canada when Immaculate Naksui is facing. For 3, last ball of the over. Down the leg for an extra. You don't need to give these wides to Team Uganda because you're not working around with so many runs. Keep bowling the good areas and keeping the pressure on. But Uganda will be happy. They are in need of runs, and Canada giving away these runs. The current run rate for Uganda has now jumped from 2 to 3. Following the 2 boundaries there from Immaculate Naksui. One coming in the previous over and one coming in this over. But that dot ball will mark the end to the 5th over, and the score stands at 19 for 3. That's the Ugandan dugout right in your frame. A drone shot. Beautiful broadcast here. But Sportsbox, Daffabet, Leica Mobile, all making sure that this tournament comes your way. Black Life, manufacturers and sellers of audio devices. There are some of the fans. I see Patricia Agwang, Lydia there, sitting right the other side of the tennis courts. If you've been at Lugogo, all making sure that they come out to support the Victoria Pearls.
Rita Msamali on strike, the vice captain of the Victoria Pearls. Taking on Indomati, who's been introduced into the bowling setup now. Looking to pile runs for Team Uganda. With the field setup, a boundary rider, deep cover region, and another one in the cow corner region for Indomati, Godial.
Bringing in some slow options. Very short on that occasion and played, but there is a fielder riding towards that deep mid-wicket area, keeping it just a single. I think Uganda should be looking at, before the field is spread, they should be looking at trying and make sure that they loft the balls over the mid-on and mid-off. Those are clear scoring opportunities because protection is at extra cover and deep mid-wicket, a bit full but driven straight to the field. Uganda not capitalizing on this opportunity of the field setup. Well, this is the last over to complete the power play of the game. Wide on that occasion, and that should run, but they will not run enough because the outfield has been slow. Uganda will manage to pick up 2 runs to try and make sure that they add something to the total.
Ivan, contrasting the Canadian batting innings, we're seeing the Victoria Pearls run a little harder, a little faster compared to the Canadian batters, at least for the first 17 overs.
Rocks back and plays it through the cover area to find the extra cover fielder, and Uganda will only pick up a single. But when you look at the bowling and the field setup at this moment, you would feel that Uganda clearly had a chance of capitalizing and going for those big hits. But at the moment, they are not really getting runs with ease. Played with power, but the debutant gets down to her knees and doesn't let that one go anywhere. That's the only thing you see from Rita Msamali. She is very, very strong. Uganda gave away 4 extras in the first innings, and Canada has so far given away 5. Last ball of the over. Tries loft it over the field that covers but doesn't carry. A dot ball, and that will mark the end of the 6th over. 24 for 3 is now the score here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. If you've just joined in, Uganda won the toss and stuck on the winning formula, opting to bowl first. You clearly see there from the chart that in the first 4 overs, there was some bit of pressure being piled on by Canada, and Uganda was below. But now the warm for Team Uganda has caught up with that one for Canada, and now Uganda looks to be in a cruising position. It will be slow bowling from both ends. But those are some of the fans who have come here at Lugogo Cricket Oval to make sure that they support the Victoria Pearls.
Bowling change has been made, and the captain herself will be coming in from the KFC side with that slow bowling option. Bowling to Immaculate, who plays it comfortably to the cover region. And well fielded by Zil Patel. Very good fielding effort there by Zil. She's able to stop it, but they also comfortably take the single run. Musamali Rita, the vice captain, very fast between wickets.
I tell you, slow bowling has worked for Team Canada so far. Uganda love pace on, and at the moment, Canada not giving them anything to play with. A bit of a half tracker, tries to play it, but Point doing a lot of good work and not giving anything away there. These dot balls are trying to make sure that they keep Uganda on some sorts of pressure, as they are not allowing Uganda to score with a lot of ease.
Rita rocking back and playing one all the way to deep square leg, getting another boundary for Team Uganda. Comfortably played. Those are one of the shots that Rita Msamali comfortably plays. Doesn't look like she has a stable base there, but she still gets the runs for her team.
Yeah, Rita Msamali loves things coming to her body. You could clearly say that she just shapes down and gets one knee, plays it back out of the square, and picks up a boundary for Team Uganda. Yesterday, Kaur gave away just 9 runs and had to overspell, picking up a single wicket. But this time round, chance there, given by Rita Msamali, plays it back to the bowler. Not the first time we are seeing that in the innings. We saw it being played back to Vandana, and Uganda loses another wicket.
Complicated times here for Team Uganda as the vice captain walks off all the way back to the dugout. Captain Kaur takes the catch, offer on bowling, and with that, from the Victoria Pulse dugout, Stephanie Nampina joins her friend Nachsui Immaculate on the wicket. These two have played together for a long time, and the task that they have been given is to take Uganda home safe.
Yeah, Rita Msamali had just started looking comfortable in the innings, and quickly she gave out her wicket. Another wicket there falls for Team Uganda, and this means that more pressure. Stefan Nampina walks on to replace Rita Msamali, who scored just 6 of 12. A bit full, a bit yoked there, but good response there from Immaculate Nakisui.
Immaculate Nakisui's body language starting to look a bit disappointed. Immaculate strongly plays one to the long off region. They comfortably take 2. Some misfielding there by Krima Kapadia, and a good backup job done by Lavia.
Yeah, the running between the wickets there has been very brilliant as they managed to pick up that double. Stephanie Nampina and Immaculate Nakisui. There are some changes there in the field for Team Canada. Good bowling there. Indomati not giving Immaculate any space, any room to play.
Ivan, interestingly, Krima misfielded here and there was a field change. But the same area where she was sent is where Immaculate has played that ball. In this game of cricket, you cannot be hidden anywhere. It's important that wherever you are placed in the field, you're giving it your 120%, just like Immaculate is trying to do here for Team Uganda. But Indomati also making the greatest effort there.
One thing that I know about the ball following you is that even if you go back to Toronto, it comes after you. But this game is looking very evenly poised here. Yesterday, Uganda batted very, very comfortably, but the rate at which they have been losing wickets today has so many questions. At the end of the 8th over yesterday, the score was 45 for 2, and today the score is 32 for 4. Runs are not coming, and the wicket column has many questions. A bit of unhappy faces there for Team Uganda. I tell you, if Canada somehow finds a way of breaking this partnership or dismissing these two batters, they will have now gotten to the lower order batters, the bowlers, and the game should be absolutely theirs to throw away. But after 8 overs, 32 for 4 is the score as the captain for the side returns to bowl from the side of the shell. Gave away 5 in her first over, picking up a wicket. And now she returns to keep on doing the goodies for Team Canada. Start with the half tracker. Not sure why Immaculate Next is not using a lot of power to cut that one. That looked like it was in the slot. But a soft touch there from Imi.
Indomati. Imi strikes this full toss all the way to the boundary. A good chasing shift there. And they're able to allow them to take only 2. The captain needs to make it a bit flatter because everything that is full is a bit comfortable for Natsui.
Chance to catch, but that's in the gap. This time throws a lot of power at it, and Immaculate Naxi manages to play it over mid-off, who is up, and she picks up that boundary there for Team Uganda. Look at that shot there. But I think with the way Immaculate is trying to play, maybe you could have the fielder at long off, standing a bit wider. Tries to go for that sweep shot, but misses it, and in the end, that turns out to be a wide. A lot of generosity here being displayed by Team Canada. We saw Uganda giving away just 4 extras in the first innings of the game, but Canada might have to look at a way of stopping that extras column from growing big. They've already given away 6.
Immaculate carrying the burden for the team in terms of scoring the runs. And she seems to now be up for the challenge in a more comfortable position. The Canadian field is also doing the work. And now 3 boundary riders, long on, long off. And cow corner. Looks like the long off rounder has moved, fielder has moved a little rounder, just to ensure that there's protection there. While they're protecting the boundary, the singles are being taken here off the inner ring fielders. Something that the captain needs to address quite quickly. But with that, brings the end of the 9th over. And Team Uganda are at 40 for the loss of 4.
Yeah, 43 runs from 66 balls. If Uganda is to pick up a victory and go 2 up in the series, you can see there from the warm that Uganda has been getting comfortable in terms of batting, and they've made sure that they get themselves into the game. Immaculate Naxui is still anchoring the innings. Well, that's some of the fans who've come here to watch the game. Barakaturia Mwesimira sitting right there with Conrad Luwama up at the pavilion to watch the proceedings here. Imi with 24 of 31 as Indomati returns. Doesn't just carry it to the fielder. But that's some good bowling there from Indomati.
I felt that that was kind of reached at earlier than usual. But it did give Immaculate a chance to stay on the wicket since it didn't carry much. A good variation there by Indomati, bowling it right into her feet. And the technical Imi just stops it to ensure that the furniture is not disorganized.
I tell you, Naomi, there is nothing you take away from the bowling performance of Team Canada. I think they were just a bit few runs short. Their bowling and fielding has clearly shown you that if they get close to 100 or 120, it will be very hard for Uganda to chase We've seen these bowlers bowling quite well. You see there are 3-dot balls there from Indomati. Try and make sure that they stay alive in the game. And Immaculate Naksui will now play to a field where long on and long off are close to the boundary. Extra cover, deep mid-wicket protection there for Indomati. Bowls a floater, soft touch, but straight to point. No run is taken. 4th-dot ball in the over.
Immaculate there being a little cheeky. I think if you want to take a single of that caliber, the communication to the non-striker needs to be quite clear. But the dot bomb pressure seems to be growing on her. She whips one to the deep square leg. Fine leg, deep fine leg. They comfortably take 2 runs. Interesting shot there, Ivan.
I tell you, Ime should be happy that that fielder at short fine was standing a bit close. If she was at the 30 yards and if she could run backwards, that could have resulted into a catch. Look at that one there. She tries to run, but that just falls in that area. Full dubbed down, but a dot ball in the end. So that dot ball brings us to the half mark. And at the halfway mark, Uganda is 42 for 4. 60 balls remaining and 41 runs needed by Uganda. Uganda currently moving at a run rate of 4.20, but they just need to move at a run rate of 4.03. You'd feel that Uganda are growing themselves back into the game, and with Proskovia Alakuye to come and bat, Uganda should be happy that they can pick up a victory here. I have my OB who was also the captain for our side, called Victor Mukova, watching this game from wherever he is. But to the sponsors, Leica Mobile, Daffabet, Sportbooks, Black Life, have done a lot of good work to make sure that they put this tournament together.
Not forgetting Canada Cricket for availing the ladies with the logistics to come down and play at the Pearl of Africa. There's been a change in the comms box, and Ivan Sajabi will take a short break, and I'll be joined by Fortunate. Fortunate, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What do you make of the proceedings so far?
I feel the proceedings are 50-50 at the moment, given that after 10 overs the score is 42 for Uganda. But I get a sense that Canada has really done a great job to restrict Uganda to 42, but picking up 4 wickets. And looking at the way how they picked up those 4 wickets, using an attacking field throughout, even in the power play, bowling with one fielder at the boundary. Even when the power play was done and restrictions were off, they still kept on using the attacking field, using 2 or 3 fielders at the boundary, and that was the reason as to why they picked 3 wickets. But good batting between these 2 batters, Stefan and Immaculate, but specifically Immaculate, who has managed to score most of the runs for Uganda, 27 at the moment. I think it's the wicket that Canada needs so much if they are to come back on top of this game.
Great analysis there, Fortunate. Uganda continues to tick the scoreboard with a single there. Off, Stefan is gliding the ball to the gully region, and quickly the motorbikes start to race. Immaculate there, still anchoring the innings for Team Uganda. And Lavia, the bowling change from the KFC side, continues to work her off spin. Immaculate glides one down to Achini Pereira, who is on her toes the whole time. We've seen her fielding very well in the gully region, in the point region. She's fielding absolutely very well. Flowers to her. At the end of the 11th over, Uganda are 45 for the loss of 4.
Yeah, speaking of the way how the Canadian fielders have been on their toes, you can see that they haven't been floppy as the Ugandans were. Most of the fielders are agile, they are aware, they're in the game. Every catch that has been there, they have taken. We saw 2 dropped catches in Uganda's bowling. When they were hit back to the bowlers, they couldn't do the collecting of their own bowling. But we have seen 2 caught and bowled in this Canadian innings, and that has made the difference between the 4 wickets that have fallen for Uganda and the 3 wickets that fell at this stage of the game for Canada. Achin Pereira is the bowler that is bowling from the Ginger Road side and starts off with a beautiful dot ball, bowling the leggy to the right hander. But little bit upish, but will fall clearly to the fielder there. But that was another chance. Stefan there guilty for dropping her wrists, trying to hit the ball on the onside, but getting the leading edge there, good enough. It landed safe.
Immaculate there. Whipping one down to the square leg region. And it doesn't stay safe in the hands of Zil, who puts it down, giving her another chance to this batting life. In your frame there, Australian type of catching, but she puts it down, unfortunately. Stephanie rocking back, playing one past the fielder at the Longon region, getting Uganda another boundary.
You can clearly see that Pereira is really upset that that chance was put down. Bowling it short in this time and getting it to turn, but short delivery there, a free delivery on offer, and Stefan does no mistakes, hits it with power, send it the boundary, much needed boundary.
The boundary that Pereira has conceded is one of those things that you could look at as an effect of dropped catches. How fielders' contributions do matter, especially to a bowler. She probably could have picked the wicket that they were looking for, but with that missed opportunity, a bit of dropped shoulders, then she delivered a short one. But she's tried to come back and limited Uganda from taking 2 runs off the last ball of her over. At the end of the 12th over, Uganda are at 52 for the loss of 4.
Yeah, Uganda at the moment in the driving seat, given that they only have 29 runs required in the next 8 overs. You get the feeling that they have now steadied up, courtesy of Immaculate and Stefan, making sure that they don't get loose of the grip that they have held on to. A new bowler introduced for Canada, and that is Kamira bowling from the KFC end. Hasn't bowled so far in this game, and bowling to the 2 right-handers already established themselves into the game. There is no protection in the deep field area there, and they will pick up to the square, rather the feint leg was in the circle, short feint leg, and the bowler there guilty for bowling it down the leg, and Stefan just gets a little touch onto the ball, beating the inner fielders, but not so much pace on the ball to run to the boundary to pick up 2 to start with.
Fortunate, while you were here, we were talking about running between wickets. And I think one of those things that will be the difference in the results of today's game is who did run first, who did actually take their runs between the wickets. Looking at Stephanie and Immaculate Bat, they are making the efforts to take the quick singles. There's aggression in taking the twos, and that's putting pressure on the fielders out there. A bit of misfields, and they are happily getting their 2 runs, getting their singles.
Yeah, clearly said there, Naomi. Looking at the way how Ugandans are batted, we haven't seen a lot of boundaries. Not so many. We've only seen 3 boundaries in their innings, but they have managed to score 55 at the moment. That shows that they have really run hard between the wickets, and it is one thing that Canada didn't do quite well.
Immaculate attempting to throw a kitchen sink at that, but the shot doesn't have much power in it. It doesn't go past the 30-yard. But that adds on to the dot ball percentage for Creamer, Kapadia. Uganda still at 55 for the loss of 4. The lap shot played again, all the way, racing all the way to the boundary for Immaculate, adding 4 runs onto the score, and Rajput is not able to find it.
Yeah, every time the ball is bowled on the body for Immaculate, you'll see that shot played. She's really strong on the body. Look at that. Just guiding it and beating the inner fielder there. And the ball does the racing to the boundary. Good shot for Immaculate. Good shot for Uganda. Another much needed boundary. 59 is the score so far. Oh, mix up in the middle, but we go back safely. Another chance of a run out. That's the second time we've seen Uganda succumb to a run out, but lucky enough this time round, the throw wasn't on. But good piece of pickup there at point, and if you see where the paid fielder is situated, not at the 30-yard mark, but is always closer to the fielder there, aiming at that, easily dropped chance of run out there, and she takes the opportunity. 13 overs down, 59 for 4.
Indomati, like we mentioned earlier, one of those good fielders that Team Canada has presented, always on her toes, making the efforts to hit the stumps, picking up the ball first time. Kudos to her. From the Ginger Road end side, Indomati will then come back to bowl her last over of the innings, just ensuring that her field setup is just on point. She has 4 boundary riders, long on, long off, deep mid wicket, and extra cover for full protection. Fails to pitch one that for Stephanie, who plays it down to the mid wicket region, and they comfortably take the 2 runs.
Yeah, beautiful pickup there from Stefan, getting the loose ball for 2 runs. That was really good to see, given that it was flying over the short mid-wicket fielder there. Upish, and it's taken. A simple catch taken at extra cover there, and the 5th wicket for Uganda falls. And that is Stefan departing for only 13 from 12 balls.
Rajput is able to have that stick into her hands. And interestingly, Stephanie also took the catch at that same area with a bit of an effort to it. In your frame there, an easy catch taken. And as Stephanie walks off from the Victoria Pulse dugout, Alako Proskovia walks in to continue to support Nachisui as they anchor Uganda in their run chase against Canada.
Yeah, Stefan's wicket was much needed for Canada. And now It's only 22 runs required in 6.2 overs. Get a feeling that if Canada picks up 2 more quick wickets, they can still come back into the equation. But the new batter, Proskovia Lako, has to come and make the chase for her team. We know how good she can be when it comes to hitting the ball. Started up with as a top order batter and now coming in at number 7. You get to feel that she has all that it takes to hit the ball and score runs at the deep end, and it's what is required of her at the moment. Starts away straight with a single to get off the mark.
The 4 boundary riders have been maintained. And this time there's a mid-wicket just to ensure that there are no runs leaking in the inner ring. Indomati still has 2 balls to deliver. But the task would be to pick the remaining big wicket of Natsu Immaculate, who looks comfortable now. Very comfortable, very grounded in the game, looking to take Uganda across the line.
Surprisingly, she gave out a chance that wasn't taken, and I feel Canada will live to regret that chance not taken if Immaculate goes on to take and see her team past the finishing line, if she raids the ship to the safe shores. But with that single, brings up the end of the 14th over, 64 for 5.
Black Live with high
19 runs required in the last 16, rather 6 overs.
number 1 trusted audio and
And
electronics brand.
at the moment, there are wickets and dot ball that can bring back Canada in the equation. You have to make sure that you get the dot balls. Any dot ball that is bowled at the moment will be a gold for Team Canada.
Near the screen.
But just Uganda only needs to keep running between the wickets, taking singles, no pressure on them.
Terisha back into the bowling attack with her off spin from the KFC side. And Proskovia also looks comfortable, just coming out, planting her front foot and playing her to the long off region to comfortably take a single with just about 18 runs off the line. There's a bit of comfort now. The pressure is not on that much for Team Uganda as they are able to actually push for a second run. Now that's what running twos does. It creates pressure on the fielders, and the space to take the second one always avails itself.
Oh, they stems flatter, and Stephanie guilty for going on the back foot, and the ball holding down doesn't really bounce as she would have anticipated. Almost got herself in an awkward position there, and just misses her stumps. Big portion.
Looking at where Rajput did throw the ball shows that Team Canada still knows that the important wicket to pick would be for Immaculate. So seeing fielders throw to the side that she's running to shows that they are aware about who would potentially cross the line for Team Uganda in this case. But in that, Proskovia and Immaculate are still rotating strike comfortably, just looking to cross the line for Team Uganda.
And looking at the way how Imi is running between the wickets, she really shows you that she's still energetic, she's still aware of what's required of her. She's galloping so fast in between the wickets. But that would be a dot to finish the over. 69 is the score for the loss of 5 wickets, 14 runs required.
unfortunate with this kind of proceedings.
69
I would like to see Team Uganda try and complete the game
15
in probably the next 1 or 2 overs, maybe 1 over, to kind of ensure that the game is done and dusted in the least overs possible. I am not of the thought process of drag it till the end, because you can't be sure what happens. But also when you have those many wickets still in the dugout, you would be encouraged to finish off the job.
Yeah, clearly said only 14 runs required. That will call for one person to put up the hand and do the heavy hitting for the team. Especially I will back up Alako to do that job for the team, given that she isn't really set into the game, and her losing a wicket won't affect the team that much. Starts off straight away with a beautiful drive into through covers to pick up a boundary as you had put it. They need the heavy lifting, and there it goes.
Calling it, could think that she did hear what we are saying just right now, and this is what I would like to see, the aggression. If you have a team, then if you're beating it, beat it and finish, get the job done. You can rest out the other 4-5 overs, because looking at the emerging series that are coming up, going to play probably better ranked teams, and this aggression does follow. If we're able to take it all the way to the series, then you want to see that come off very well. You want to see that intent. But also for Team Canada, still making the efforts to defend the 15 runs in these 4.3 overs that are left.
But Canada isn't relentless. Is really relentless with the dot balls. They know they only have less than 2 runs to defend, but the dot balls, they continue bowling to make sure that they put up a fight. And that's another dot ball. It's good for them. We know that they don't just give up a fight like that. They keep on fighting, and that's the beauty of cricket. You just pick up 1 wicket at this stage, and things turn around.
Captain Amapal Kurar delivering a good ball for her last, but just to wind up that over, the second last ball, Imi was able to play that lap short of hers to the deep, to the short fine region, but this time the captain had Tiffany up to ensure that they don't take a single off that area. Shows that she's been looking at the way Immaculate has been batting, and depending on where she puts the ball, what shot she's able to play, and hence she asked Tiffany to come up from the rope, come up to avoid the single being taken there. Lavia Terisha back into the bowling attack after Uganda have 74 runs at the end of 16. Terisha is back to try and do her magic. Maybe keep the Ugandan batters here for a little longer.
Talking of the field changes, I'll say that I love the way how the Canadians have used the dimensions of the field, especially with the field placements at the particular balls. That has been really crucial from them, despite them not really restricting Uganda the way they would have loved, but the dimensions they used are really beautiful to watch. Immaculate is on strike, and only 9 runs required for Uganda.
Very good diving effort there by Terisha. Fielding her on ball. It also shows that she's aware as a bowler about how to protect herself, how to put in a shift to just protect herself and, of course, the team at large. Immaculate plays one to the left-hand side through the cover region. And there's a good fielding effort there saving Team Canada from the boundary, from conceding a boundary, and everyone on the field is giving her an applause. In your frame there, Zil Patel making such a great effort and good backing up there. And this time, Immaculate is not safe with her lap shot. Lavia able to get the ball onto her pads, and the umpire confirms that that is out. LBW, Natsu Immaculate will walk off after a brilliant 37 of 57 balls.
Yeah, much needed ball, rather wicket for Canada. Actually, they are trying to beat that field at short fine leg there, but guilty for not picking the lane clearly well, because the ball is too full and straight, trying to go under the ball, not what he would have loved. But that's the wicket that Canada really needed at the moment, but it comes too late with only 7 runs required. You get a feeling that they would have fought more if the runs were higher than 15, I might say. But that's it. The new batter will have to come for Uganda, and that is Naomi Jane, who was really good with the ball, coming to chase down 7 runs for her team. But good enough, it's not Jane who is on strike. It is the established Proskovia Alako.
Proskovia Alako, who has scored 10 of 10 so far, grounded in the game. But fortunate, back to my point, that job should have been finished by Immaculate. Would be done and dusted by now. But Team Canada has been able to prolong it. We're into the 18th over. And from the Ginger Road end, Vandana comes back into the bowling attack.
Yeah, you can feel the pressure there. Vandana coming through her run-up and not delivering. She has a mix of thoughts of what to do, I think, because there wasn't a fumble in her run-up. But it must be the thought that they only have to chase down 17. Big shot there. But they will only pick up one. That is a much needed single that Canada needs, especially when you have a new batter to go and face. And getting the established batter off strike, that will work in their favor.
Interesting move there by Naomi Amongin. Seen her go around the wicket, just trying to calm her nerves clearly. But also Canada being able to get the single they wanted. The plan would be to keep Naomi there and see what brings of the 18th over. Very quick delivery there by Vandana. Naomi doesn't get any furniture to it. Getting interesting here down at the Lugogo Cricket Oval. While Uganda needs just the 6 runs to win, Canada still delivering on their bowling end. Vandana delivering quick ones for Team Canada.
Yeah, Naomi, they're doing a great job, knowing that they have more balls than the runs they need. You don't have to go guns blazing. You only have to hold your wicket and maybe play out the over. But it's a good sign for Canada, knowing that they can play out the overs and drag the ball overs full. Oh, and drag the game towards the deep end. Good bowling there from Vandama. Bowling it slow, getting the pace off the ball.
Quite evident that she's a senior bowler. She's delivered 3 quick ones, and the 4th one comes with a variation, cut off the pace. And Naomi didn't have much to offer with that one, because I'm sure she expected a quicker ball. But that puts Canada in an interesting position. With just 14 balls, they need to defend 6 runs.
Yeah, another good ball there from Vandama, making sure that they keep fighting, bringing in the fight up to the last moment, not just giving away the game, not just giving away loose balls, but the pressure is mounting to the bowler Vandama. I think she's having thoughts, what should I do at the moment? And in between there, you're spoiled for choice. You don't know what exactly to do, and it takes you the encouragement.
Naomi putting energy to that, playing it to the mid-wicket region, and they take only the single. I think the plan would have been to run two so that Proskovia is on strike. But with that being the last ball of the 18th over, Naomi is still on strike. But it does put Uganda at 79 for the loss of 6 wickets after 18 overs.
Yeah, that last single wasn't really called for Uganda. You could even see Proskovia Lako trying to talk something to her partner, her junior in fact. You know, they are the last 12 balls and you only need 4 runs. And something can happen. They can get one end and only pick that end. And that's not something that Uganda would love.
Terisha back into the bowling attack. And Naomi plays 1 to the point region. The first of the fumble that we've seen for Achini allows them to take a single, and that puts Proskovia on strike.
Yeah, floppy fielding there at point. I feel they would have done better, especially to make sure that they don't let a lack of strike. But Terisha there really crucial with the lane she's bowling to. Sees Alako trying to get Shimi down the ground and bowling it full, not allowing her to get under the ball.
Alako muscling one down to the long off region. Could potentially have been a catch, but the fielder down there lets it bounce and allows them to take the one. All the way from the boundary, she runs back into the 30. With a quick inside edge there, Naomi's on her feet to cross to the other side, giving Alako the strike again.
Now, the score is leveled, Uganda with Canada, with only 1 run required. I feel the pressure is off for Uganda. And Proskovia Lako not in a hurry of finishing the game, just getting a soft touch onto that.
A couple of fans out there screaming 6-6. And seeing what that would have potentially been. And Lavia goes away with not having the game end in her over. So the game has been stretched all the way to the 20th over, something that I wouldn't have loved to see. But the game of cricket is an interesting game. With just 1 run, Uganda have 6 balls to get that last one run, to take the second win, to level up, to go 2 up in the series.
I tell you, Naomi, if this over turns out to be a maiden, we can see the first super over of this series. And it's the captain herself bowling and starts off with a wade. And that will be the second win for Uganda. Oh, the captain couldn't hold her nerve up to the last moment, granting Uganda the second win. But that has been a hard-fought win for Uganda, having to chase down 83 in 19.1, or rather in 19 overs. You get a feeling that Canada has really fought, but oh boy, They couldn't hold their nerves up to the last moment. They put up a very beautiful fight, but in the end, things didn't really come their way. We saw them stealing catches, being run out 2 runs. Look at the replay there. The first wicket for the captain fell in the second over.
Your highlights there. Natsu Immaculate, accumulating quite a number of runs for Team Uganda, gliding some to the third man region. A few of the boundaries that were scored in this game. Ritam Samali playing some unorthodox shots there, but getting Uganda the runs. Finally, she was caught by the captain herself. Immaculate playing up and over through the cover region. Stephanie Nampina caught in the point region. Alako Proskovia muscling some of them down the ground. Immaculate picked LBW. Been an interesting game here at the Lugogo Cricket Oval. Can see that spirit of sportsmanship, shaking hands, as is in cricket. Uganda so far with 2 wins against Canada. In the summary here, Janet Mabazi didn't get going, Esther didn't get going, but Immaculate 37 of 57. Awino didn't trouble scorers. Rita 6, Stephanie 13, Alako 12, and now me putting on an easy 3 of 7. Extras that Canada did give were 9, and this led Uganda to score 84 for the loss of 6. The Canadian bowling summary: Vandana 4 runs, 4 overs, 12 runs with a wicket. Rajput 12 for 9, 1. Indomati 4 for 15, 1. The captain herself 3 overs, but conceded the most runs, 20 for 1 wicket. Terisha 1 wicket also. Pereira no wickets, and Krima 1 over 7 runs, no wickets. Team Canada, Matt Samara here. Captain 30 of 37, Lavia 19, and Pereira 19. Amongin 2 for 10, Kevin 2 for 20, Konsi 1 for 14, and for the Ugandan innings, Nachisui blasted 37 of 57, Nampina 13 of 13, Alako 12 of 15, Rajput 9 for 1, Mahajan 12 for 1, and Lavia 13 for 1. Those were the outstanding performances. In the second game, Uganda wins the game by 4 wickets. 84 for 6 against Canada. That was 82 for 6. Post-match presentation will be done by Ivan Sajabi.
Please come closer. That's okay. Masho nizo mbalile. Good afternoon and welcome to the post-match presentation on match day 2 of the Victoria Series. Uganda has picked up a 4 wickets victory against Canada. And here I invite Kaul, the captain for Team Canada, for the commiserations. Kaul, please come through. Hard luck. What might have not gone as per the plan?
Yeah, definitely we fought well. We took them till the end over, and that's a positive thing for us. And I think we need to work on more fielding and grab some more catches.
In terms of the batting, are you happy with the way the team has batted today?
No, definitely, I'm not happy with the quality we have in the batting order, but we need some more runs on the board to defend for the bowlers, and yeah.
Which particular departments do you hope to improve in the upcoming games?
Yeah, definitely. We are working on our process, and girls are getting better and better day by day. So it's a positive thing for us, and we're looking forward for the next game.
Hard luck and all the best in the upcoming games.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that is the captain for Team Canada. Let me invite the captain for Team Uganda. Congratulations, Janet. 2 up for Uganda. What's the mood in the camp like?
I think we're happy. We'll take the win as it comes. Yeah.
Yeah, the batting didn't quite get off. Did you feel somehow that you could have thrown it away, or that was everything was moving as per the plan?
I think that our top order Immaculate came on and backed up the team. She scored runs when we needed her to, and she came down the situation when she needed us to do when we needed her to, and we could have probably rotated strike more, but again I think that Immaculate still did a very good job trying to get us the boundaries when we needed them, and just keeping the scoreboard moving. So yeah.
Any particular departments that you hope to improve going forward in the tournament?
I think as Victoria Pals we'll still continue to work on all the areas, all the different disciplines, in the fielding and the bowling and the batting, because once we take care of all of that, we should be able to win again in the next game.
Yeah, congratulations and enjoy the rest day tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, that is Janet Mbabazi, the captain for the Victoria Pearls. Now we are going to the player of match. The player of match scored 37 or 57, bowled 4 overs, at an accurate rate of 4.75. And to give all the award is the tournament director, Joshua Mwanja. But the player of match is Immaculate Nakisui. Thank you so much, Josh. Imi, congratulations. What do you make of your batting performance?
Thank you so much. Well, I just needed to rotate strike, try and create partnership with whoever was coming in to bat, and I'm happy. At the end, I was on the winning side.
While you were batting, were you feeling some bit of pressure because wickets were falling around you, or it was moving as per the plan?
Not really. I wasn't feeling any pressure. I have belief in each and every player on my team, so everyone can bat.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best in your next games.
Thank you so much.
Well, that is Immaculate Nakisui, the player of match from today's game. The tournament takes a rest tomorrow as there will be a Women's Day celebration at Gayaza High School, and we'll be back on Thursday to continue with match day number 3. Guys, which one do you want to interview? Those two. Oh, this is just a box. You also want the captain for Uganda? Yes. Janet.